Has been pushing sweeping energy reforms, and Congress is mulling over this landmark climate change bill. Our next guest says the reforms could hurt the economy, though, and jeopardize our security. Jack Gerard is president and CEO of the American Petroleum Institute. He joins us this morning from Washington. Jack, good to have you on the program.
Thank you, Carl. Thanks for having me.
People thought this was somehow on the back burner, or maybe even dead. But now Markey, one of the sponsors, says, Waxman says he thinks he can get it out of committee by Memorial Day. Were you surprised at how heavy this came back?
No, I think they've been working very hard and diligently, frankly, to produce a climate bill in the Congress. We're very concerned. We haven't seen all the details yet, and that's unfortunate. This could be perhaps the most significant piece of legislation in the history of the country. It impacts everything we do, everybody who uses energy in any form. And we hope to see more details today. But some of the early analysis done just based on what we've been seeing in media reports suggests that it could have a very significant negative or adverse impact on the economy. I was reading some material today that would suggest upwards of $1,500 per family in just their energy bill alone. So I don't think it's anybody's intent to do that in the U.S. economy, but we're going to have to look at the fine print, look at the details, and really question hard in this current economic environment what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish.
I have a hard time believing that any fine print or details is going to change your view of this bill.
That's possible, but I must tell you, we've been working with them. We see the climate challenge issue before us. We recognize it as a serious matter, but we also think there's a right way to do this and a wrong way to do this. And what we've been reading today that puts a disproportional adverse impact upon all those who use or produce oil and gas. And we think that's unacceptable. And so there's got to be some changes made. We're anxious to see the details and continue the dialogue.
They've obviously listened to some of the criticisms you've pointed out, and as a result, they're going to give away some of these allowances to utilities, aluminum, steel, paper, other industries that are going to be hit by foreign competition. Is that a step in the right direction?
Well, I think it's a step in the right direction. Unfortunately, they forgot the oil and gas industry when they looked at those different industries that will be heavily impacted.
I'm not sure that was an oversight.
Well, might not be. At this point in the process, we're in the early stages. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But I will tell you, we're going to be held accountable for a significant amount of the emissions in this country. But to date, we failed to be recognized, if you will, with allowances and other things to help soften that impact as we transition into a carbon-constrained economy.
Is there an amount of allowances that you think you could get that would put you behind this bill? I mean, I guess I'm wondering, can you be brought into the fold in any way?
Well, I think the important thing here is, Carl, is we need to look at the broader economic impact. Our argument has always been that the bill needs to be equitable. When you look at the various sources of carbon, be it from coal, be it from oil, from gas, or other sources, we think as we start this transition to a carbon-constrained economy that we need to be equitable across the board.
Right.
So everybody should get a proportional share, and unfortunately everything we're seeing right now does not give a proportional share to those who consume or produce oil and gas products.
Let me just get your take quickly on where you think, how you think crude's behaving. We cracked 60 this week. People are, we're going to get into summer here. People will start talking at least about gas prices into the driving season. Where are we going?
Well, if you and I could predict the price of crude, we probably wouldn't be having this interview at 6:30 in the morning.
Right. Maybe 7:30.
Or 7:30 in the morning. But let me say this. What we're seeing right now, first of all, there's going to be plenty of gasoline and fuel products for the consuming public throughout the summer. As you know, inventories are up over where they typically are at this time of the year. We have plenty of gas and diesel out there. AAA has now predicted that the first time in the last 4 years that we'll actually see more driving or more consumption over the Memorial Day weekend. Those are positive indicators that perhaps our economy, we hope, is beginning to see some stability that may be even moving into the future. But clearly we're down half of, or more than half of where we were just a year ago. And volatility is not good for anybody, but we see things in a relatively stable environment over the next foreseeable future.
Right. Well, we'll see where we go over the next few months. Jack, good to talk to you as always.
You too.
Jack Gerard.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, sure.